What is up, party people? Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Cup Chasers Daily World Cup Edition. Oh my goodness, France have absolutely done themselves a disservice, have absolutely crumbled at the second to last hurdle, I should say. And of course, we got a couple in the chat that are going to be giving us some I told you so's today. What's up, Mr. 420? Hope you're well. How you doing, Mom? Hope you're well as well. We are going to be receiving some I told you so's, I bet, here in a little bit. SC is going to be coming in. You know it, on some smoke, of course, because France were all over the shop. That is a good way to put it. Mbappe goes home. The dictator goes home without his uniform. And it's shocking for sure. Oh, my goodness. Spain passed them to death. Yamal talking all kinds of you-know-what on the socials when he was not even involved really that much. And, yes, Spain was absolutely off the charts last night. You can only imagine how many children will be born in 9 months after that one. And, of course, we're going to get into all of the permutations for England and Argentina. Is Declan Rice fit? Is Bukayo Saka going to start? All that good stuff. So go ahead and smash up the likes for the World Cup today. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It'd be an honor, a pleasure to welcome you to the community. And, of course, get the notification bell on. Share it with all your friends, all the socials. You know the deal, all that good stuff. Yes, Mr. 420, Landon and Tenerife beat us in the Euros. What a time, he says. But yeah, France. Ugh. What a terrible, terrible, terrible performance that was. And I will say that pretty much what I've been hearing about it from most people, and because I actually did go on the terrace last night and talk about it with Terry and Igal, of course. Make sure you're locked in over there, people. France hadn't really faced adversity like this. I mean, it was a disaster, just a disaster. William Saliba going down, the lip readers telling us that he's saying, my back is done. My back is done. So that's going to be a surgery. And who knows how long he's going to be out for the Arsenal. So that's, yeah, it was devastating. Just devastating yesterday. But, of course, Nez is in the building. How you doing?
What's up, man? You know, it's a fine Wednesday, hump day. And, we get over the hump before the World Cup final coming up here this weekend. So everything has been exciting. I told you so's are part of the ecosphere that is football, and I appreciate it. I think it's fine for those things because the field is the field.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be in this space and you're going to make predictions and you're going to stand on business and stand on what you believe and what you want to say, you're going to be wrong sometimes. And I got it way wrong. I tripled down and then got it way wrong. So that's so it hurts a little bit. But I guess we should have seen the passing, the death by 1,000 passes coming. Maybe 420's got it right here. Cabo Verde kind of lulled everyone to sleep on the Spanish.
I mean, I'm gonna say no to that, man. They did exactly what they've been doing. It's just Cabo Verde gave everybody a problem, and Spain has been the consistent 1-0ers. Because if they don't get that penalty early, which was, I appreciate Jamal jumping to a leg, because that's essentially what happened. Because man knew nothing about him, and I think Spain still win this 1-0. I know we've said it. They're the kings of the 1-0. That's what they do.
Absolutely. Well, let's actually dig in on that first, because we've seen this given. We've seen it not given, as far as, okay, the guy Digne has no clue. He has no idea.
None. He chested the ball and he was turning to clear it.
But Yamal, conversely,
He
knew
saw it,
exactly what he was doing.
ran right into his leg.
He knows exactly what he's doing on that one. And I mean, there was even hint of a handball, but you can't.
Oh, yeah, it hit him here.
He's got his arm tucked.
It hit him right here.
It hit him on the back of his arm, I think. He's got his arm tucked, so it's a natural position, and he's looking the other way. They're never, ever going to give that as a handball.
Nope.
But, you know, I've heard it compared to different ones. So for me, it's incredibly similar to the Harry Kane one versus Portugal. Or, yeah, was it Portugal? No. Who was it that Harry Kane kicked the crap? Paraguay, maybe. Kicked the crap out of somebody. And
when he was clearing, didn't know nothing about him.
Knew nothing, but they gave that one too.
Yeah.
What's up, Machina Joe? It's a lovely day for you to get your "I told you so"s in, sir. Absolutely is. And the French, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it was laziness from the French. I think that once again, they had not been punched in the mouth at any point in this tournament. You know, of course, they had never trailed in this tournament.
Neither team had trailed. Neither team.
And so they hadn't really dealt with it, you know. And I've heard the penalty compared to the Jed Spence one, where he kind of puts his leg in front of was it Ryerson in the Norway game and goes down. Initially gets the pin, but then it's overturned. And while I think these are definitely very similar in the spirit of what happened, right? So Yamal jumps in because he knows a leg's about to swing. And Jed Spence jumps in because he knows a leg is about to swing to try and win the penalty as well. But it's opposite sides. So Jed Spence was the attacker in that play as well, right? But for me, the only difference, there he is. He's in the building, of course. Make sure you get your "I told you so's" in, SC. This is a good time to do it. But the difference for me in those two plays is that I think Jed Spence, the only difference I think is that Jed Spence maybe went down a little easy, maybe looked a little bit too much like a dive, you know. And I think if he kind of does what Yamal does, because Yamal knows he's about to get. Oh, no need to stay humble, SC. You've been calling it. You've been consistent. No need for that. Yamal knows he's going to take a kick. Yamal knows he's going to absolutely get clobbered on this one, you know. And so I think Jed Spence, instead of kind of also, you know, making his movements that are like he's anticipating it, and so he's kind of throwing himself about to get kicked forward, I think is the difference here. I think if Jed Spence lets himself get clobbered, you know, and it's a little bit more of a I put my foot down and stood on it instead of also continuing my momentum, and gets absolutely massacred there on that one, I think he gets the pin. I think that pin holds, and I think it's the exact same thing as what happened with Yamal, because I mean, I don't know if Yamal was thinking about that in the moment, you know. Maybe it really was just I'm going to try to get something on the ball here so that I can move it aside and Dean kicks me. But I think they're very, very similar. The problem is there hasn't been a lot of consistency as far as this particular play is concerned. There have been others where the defender is going to clear the ball and it's not in the box. It's not like a high profile moment in the game. And, he backed it up. SC backed it up. Yep. You always got to. Yeah. Yamal's not really the guy, to be honest with you. He hasn't really been the guy in the tournament.
That guy.
He is talking all kinds of trash in the socials, but I think it's important that we call out the fact that there's been no real consistency with this type of call. And in the spirit of the game, like, what's Digne supposed to do? What's Harry Kane supposed to do on it, you know? His leg is already swinging. He's already committed to the action.
Well, you know the thing that really gets me is it's almost equivalent to a dive because like everybody know that's the equivalent of a dive. Like the guy's gonna hit you, and yes, fouls don't care if they're intentional or not. A foul is a foul. But if I don't know I'm about to foul you because I don't know you're there, and I get penalized when you clearly could see that you put yourself in harm's way on purpose, and you'll use the guise of I was attacking the ball. But when the keeper goes to attack the ball, he's protected.
Yeah, I mean, we can call back to some in the Premier League, of course, where a lot of people came at me when we were doing the talking about the West Ham one, and they came at me about the João Pedro one, where João Pedro goes in for the header and David Raya punches him right in the face, but he's got the ball as well, So there are these ones that are like close and where both players are committed to the action, even though they don't know the other is there. It's just an odd situation where it's like, what are we, how do we deal with this? Because what are you supposed to do?
Well, in the Riot situation, I mean, I think that one is, again, the player kind of knows this one because look.
He's responding to this. He's responding to this right
now.
Yeah.
The keepers, for keepers, you kind of expect that. So if you're in the box, they're going for something like that. You kind of sort of should expect he's going to punch you in the face, even if you're in his purview, because if he's going to clear the ball again, the keeper's protected. That's kind of unfair on the defender, especially if they didn't know. Like in this one, you could see he didn't know because his back, like nobody's on him. There's no
right.
You don't see an audible man on anything. He chests the ball and he turns and he clears, and that's a normal clearance. Right. And so I'm not going to say he cheated the game, but he knew what he was doing, which is kind of cheating the game. And so he runs into him knowing that's what he's going to do, because I think somebody made a clearance like that on the other side right before that one. So it's a standard thing. And so I feel like, a little bit like, and especially since it's in the box, it makes it more punitive because he knew exactly what he was doing. But, it is what it is,
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, you just got to, give a little tip of the hat to Yamal on that one, because it's, very clever.
Just know, because he's talking trash already about the next one, you don't understand that the pet of FIFA's there, and he's more clever. So I suggest you're being humble for real. I don't mean you, but him.
Yeah, I definitely hear that. But yeah, man, I thought that the referee in general was absolutely awful. I thought he was terrible, and not like he favored one team or the other.
No, just equally.
Yeah, it was bad on both sides, because Rabiot could have been sent off. Like, I didn't think the first one.
Yeah, that
could have been a yellow.
The second one should have been a yellow for sure.
Yeah,
that was early too.
The first one was way too early. The first one way too early to be third minute or whatever to be given that yellow. Yes, he's stamped on his foot, but again, it's completely a follow through on his kick. He wasn't trying to step on him or whatever, But the second one's a stonewall yellow. So yeah, I think Rabiot definitely should have been sent off.
Well, the thing is, but this is the referee. If I'm not mistaken, I saw. I think this was the referee who gave out the red card in the first game.
To Almiron. It was the referee who
and so people knew going in that's what he does. But I'm like, hey, at this level in this game, because you kind of put Spain in an advantage from that point.
Oh yeah,
because now your six can't six the way he's supposed to.
I mean, despite that, I thought he was pretty good, Rabiot, until they knew. Until Deschamps knew if I don't get him off the pitch, it's going to be bad news bears, and so he came off at halftime.
Yeah,
because he got lucky to not
get sent off. Yeah,
to not get sent off. But also, how does Lamine Yamal not get anything, not get a yellow for either of the challenges? And And also, how does Michael Elise get away with the studs up? So there was so many things I was like, whoa, this guy. He didn't lose control of the game because they didn't ever really get like at each other. There wasn't really like any fighting or whatever. Nobody pulled Cuckoo's hair or anything like that.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, for real. I was sitting there just waiting. We're gonna be waiting 420. We're gonna be waiting on this one for 4 years, aren't we?
No, well,
and it just never happened. They'll never
show up. The Euros will give them another chance to play each other. I feel confident they'll play each other again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Even though that in 4 years, Spain will be at home.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man, ugh.
And it'll be the 100th, and who knows what all kind of goofiness is going to happen with this. It might be 1,000 teams in the tournament. All the countries might be in it this time. You know,
it's going to be 118 teams in the tournament. Eventually, France did get frustrated at the very end. You know, what was I about to get? Oh yeah, but I think one thing that, like I said in the beginning, France had not faced any adversity, had not ever really, faced a team that even Morocco, who should have given them a game, didn't at all. And so they hadn't really faced anything. And then, even though I don't think that LaCroix, who came in, LaCroix, no, not the sparkling water, sorry, LaCroix, the Palace defender, even when he come in, I didn't think he was bad. I didn't think he played bad at all. But William Saliba going down absolutely hurt my heart, because that's, we're gonna have to look into that one at the end of the tournament. Of course, he's already gonna miss the first.
The thing about people picking France to win, that's not like unordinary to pick it. I feel like that's not something that's crazy. Like that was a fair.
Oh yeah, they were definitely the favorites. They were definitely the favorites for sure. And yeah, I mean, it's bitter. It's bitter to lose like that, especially when you didn't show up, like you didn't really give it a game, and Spain just completely passed you out of the game, and you weren't able to do anything about it. That's why it was so bitter. It wasn't like, you scored you scored 2 goals and you had your moments in the game, and Spain were just that much better than you. It wasn't like that. It was, you got embarrassed because you weren't able to do anything at all. And so, yeah, it's going to be absolutely bitter, But, yeah, I mean, to go and kick the goalkeeper like that is definitely petulance for sure. SC, you nailed it, man. You've nailed it. You were consistent about that for sure. But I think Saliba going down is something they weren't really mentally prepared to deal with. They just everything going wrong, everything going against them. And you just can't give a goal to Spain. That's the takeaway. That's the takeaway.
And the interesting thing about it is that Rodrigo Hernandez, that man just does what he does, man. Pep Guardiola said it at the beginning of last season. He said, "Hey, once Rodri is healthy, he's going to be back to form." And I questioned it, and you saw during like the season, you saw sort of incremental progress with him, but he still looked like he was missing something. Rodri is Rodri again. Yeah, he's absolutely him again.
Yes, he's definitely rolled back the years. He's definitely rolled back the years in that one, and it's a problem. It's an issue when you're chasing a game, and he's just like, you know what, I'm just gonna control this. I'm gonna keep the ball. You're not gonna get it off of me.
Midfield destroyer. Now, here's the thing. He said no chance about England losing. The thing, these games, if this tournament hadn't told you anything, these games are pick'ems. As much as you want to pick something, these are pick'ems regardless of what we think, because we don't know how people show up. In addition to that, Spain, Argentina, it's funny how the narrative is nobody kind of wants to see that, but people also want to see it, because I mean, I'm pretty sure people that their rooting interest will probably lend itself to Spain. It's Spain or Messi, because it's not really Argentina, it's Messi. And then, but if it's England and Spain, which would be a replay of the Euro final, I think that game lends itself to something different. Number one, because it'll be at 3 p.m. in the hot outside.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas these semifinal games have both been inside. And I think that plays a factor because, like yesterday, I think the other thing that mattered in that game is that they played the game inside. It was inside the dome. That, Jerry World did what it was supposed to do, and it really equalized it. And I think that that's something that matters in how the conditions play out. So when you go outside, you have elements, and they're going to play the game. Whether it's rain, snow, sleet or hail, whatever's outside. I mean, if it does that, that'll be interesting. But
Yeah.
but it gets hot in New York, and it's at this time, 3 p.m. is again. So the weather will be an equalizer, right? I think whoever deals with the weather the most, and the thing is, this is a turnaround too, because other people have to realize that And somebody made a joke about Olise. They said Olise didn't know what to do playing. No, it was not Olise. It was Dembele. They said Dembele didn't know what to do playing 2 games in a week.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is that like that's the other advantage that kind of plays a role is the schedule starts getting tighter. Because I mean, okay, so Spain is off until Sunday, so they get what 4 days? Am I counting right? 5? They got 5 days. It's because it's Sunday, so they got 4 or 5 days, and then I don't know if they went to New York already or they're going to travel to New York, but obviously you have to do that, and then you have the Argentine and English team who I mean they're in Atlanta, so it's not a long trip, but they go up with a day less, right? And maybe there's extra time in this game.
They'll probably travel tonight. Like they'll probably travel right after the game, if I had to guess.
Right. Well,
just the game, get on the bus and sleep while the driver gets you there.
Right, and then you go from there. So I think it makes it very different. I think that does make a difference too. That talking about the 2 legs of the
in the Champions League,
Continental League league tournaments. But they should that's not really an excuse because in all the Continental Cups, they play 1 leg. So you get one and done. So figure it out.
Yeah.
You don't have time to figure and because they give you two timeouts, 1 in the first half and 1 in the second half, fix it, man. Fix it. So you got to kind of put something on the manager to respect the Didier Deschamps for what he's done. Condolences to him for what he's dealt with for this. And it'll be interesting what they do for the 3rd place game, because in my opinion, it absolutely should start all the sort of the second
all the guys who didn't play,
play everybody. Hey, you're in the World Cup, because the question is are they even going to try? Well, yeah, put those guys out there who haven't played so they can play for a contract or an increase. I agree. Because all those guys should get to play. So I don't have a desire, and it's in Miami. So hey, man. Go enjoy Miami. Well, it's actually in Fort Lauderdale, but go enjoy South Florida and play your game, play the best you can, and try get show what the next generation has and what you could be. Because you're either playing Argentina or you're playing England. And it's funny because if they play Argentina, they will have a replay of the World Cup final in the 3rd place game.
And
a replay of the Euros in the final, which would be a very, very interesting thing to see.
Very interesting. I agree with that 100%. I think they definitely should play the JP Mateta should play. Shirky should start.
Keeper. Keepers, all that.
For sure. I think that one thing that, it was interesting to find is that Doué has been an impact sub at times. Yep. He came on in this one and was at direct fault for a Spurs player getting the 2nd goal.
And you got to give Pedro his love, though.
Yeah, you got to give it. Yeah, I mean, for sure. He's gone in and almost put the nail in the coffin in a World Cup semifinal. Got to. As much as I do not like him at all, and don't really rate him all that highly as far as right backs around the league. He's gone in there and he realized that, all right, Digne is just so concerned with Yamal. And so I'm going to run past him on the underlap. And Doué, man, Desiree Doué doesn't even get close. It just lets him go. Just completely lets him go. And it's a great 1-2 with Danny Olmo and a calm, cool finish. You don't always expect your right back to pop up with that kind of composure in the box in such a big moment. But it definitely deserves his flowers for getting that goal. And after that, the camera panned to Mbappe, and he did the, he
Which
got.
they love showing for everyone. Kind of crazy, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, of course they're going to show that he's but the meme's already going around that's the moment they knew they were cooked when Mbappe goes. But my favorite meme, so that's come out of this game, is Luka Dean showing up to Paris training camp and the doors locked.
Yeah.
After he's got cooked all day by Yamal. And that's pretty much all Yamal has done in the tournament is he's kind of gone at his defender. Other than that, like, he hasn't really been the guy. I mean, Mikel Merino got the goals in the last two games. I think Dani Olmo had a fantastic game in this one. And of course, I would probably say, despite the goals, that Rodri was the man of the match for Spain, as far as controlling them, completely controlling everything in that midfield. And that's the thing with Spain. If you give him a goal, you just don't see the ball again. It's like prime Pep. It's like prime Man City. You just chase shadows. And that's not something that France are necessarily prepared to do. Is chase the ball. They're used to control. They're used to, not really having to face the adversity, not really needing to chase the game, and having teams come on to them who chasing the game, and they're able to, kind of hit them on the break. When it's down to them to kind of, dominate the ball and break a team down, they just weren't able. They weren't able to do it. And I thought that Tchouaméni was, coming back off an injury. I don't know that was the right choice from Deschamps. He looked. I don't know if he. Again, it's like they were just chasing shadows, and they could never get on the ball. And every time they did, it was a swarm.
Yeah,
it was just a straight swarm. And so no matter who it is, Argentina or England, if you give Spain an advantage, as they say in England, long day, long day, because that was. I mean, obviously, I was cheering for France just because that's where my money was, and I was frustrated. So you got to know that they were frustrated, just pass after pass after pass after pass, and you kind of forget, or at least I did. That's Spain's identity, man. That's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they've done. That's what they were. That's what they were about from 2008 to 2012, and that's what they've been about, ever since then. And hey, man, they're the kings of that, and it's going to be tough. They're going to be tough to beat. Be very tough to beat.
In addition to that, the thing about it is they I mean, they had the one game where they scored first, and they scored first, but the other team scored pretty quickly. In the last, who they played in the last?
Belgium. That was Belgium.
Yeah, but then they just outclassed them. And the interesting thing is, if say Spain gets Argentina, well, Argentina has clearly shown with their 15 men that they should be fine coming back from like being down a goal or a couple. So, 15 deep, they know how to get counters. They play the ball to the right people. They play the ball to the guys with, the spray, and then they just go from there, and they play that way. But I rate them, obviously to win it. But in the same breath, you want to look at it and think, well, whoever they play, they're going to have stiff competition. So even if they get up, both teams have faced some adversity prior to getting here, which makes either opponent different. Because Spain, they had the 0-0 Cape Verde, and then they were like 1-0 and like kind of eking some games out. Scoreline wise, on the field wise, they clearly had won the games. But whoever their opponent will end up being, be it England or be it Argentina, both teams, even though the quality of their opponents to get to this point have been distinctly different, both teams have had to work to get themselves in the game when they faced adversity on the field. And so they both have mentality, because I'm going to give Argentina full credit that they have mentality for coming back from things. Their last 3 games, they've had to do that. So, it is what it is. So I think Spain has to recognize they're dealing with prize fighters that go 12 rounds. They go to the belt. And they were fighting France which was a knockout artist. And, knockout artists and guys who can go bell to bell are different. But much credit to Spain, because Spain is on a run. They've won, what's their number now?
They haven't lost in 37 games.
Yeah.
And Fabian Ruiz, by the way, big him up, has never lost in a Spain shirt.
And neither has, I think Yamal hasn't lost in a Spain shirt either.
Yeah,
and in tournaments, I think just in tournaments, I don't know about in general, but and I don't think he's lost the game either.
Yeah, so they're definitely going to be flying high.
This is the tournament of ending streaks, because France didn't really have a streak because they had lost to Spain going in, so they didn't have any like a significant streak like that. But Spain has.
That was it.
Yeah. And if they play England, obviously England will have lost to them, but England, has had their challenges along the way. I think they had a draw during qualifying, but Argentina's on a run too, so they're going to runs. Somebody's run is ending on Sunday. Yeah.
Absolutely is. Big up Lumen, big up Ali, big up 420. Everyone in the chat, of course, make sure you like it and subscribe. I'm not sure we can put this one on Deschamps, really.
Yeah.
I mean, they just didn't. Mbappe didn't do it. Elise didn't show up. He got passed out of the game. Dembélé couldn't get anything going. I mean, I don't know what else Deschamps really does. I mean, maybe you could argue Kone starts in front of Tchouaméni. I mean, Saliba going. I'm kind of stuck on the Saliba thing just because he's an Arsenal player, but I don't think it really, objectively speaking, I don't think it really affected them. The cross came in and did well.
We can't make the comments that France is 3 teams deep on the bench, and if they lose the center half, that they lose that much quality.
Right.
We can't make that statement, so that shouldn't have affected anything.
Yeah. So I don't really know what else Deschamps does. I mean, as far as finding some kind of tactic, finding some kind of change, I mean, what are you going to do if you don't ever have the ball?
Well, he got another one to go. So, he'll figure it out. It'll be his swan song. So, either they'll go for it and he goes out with some kind of bang with a bronze medal, or they just go home, And then it's on to the next one. Mr. Zinedine Zidane taking over, not really, and I'm saying this respectfully, but not really known to be the tactical manager, just known as the get it done vibes manager.
The aura. He's the aura manager.
Because, hey, man, when he was there, he didn't win the league at all, but he sure won the Champions League. And so he knows how to do tournaments, and he knows how to do tournaments and personalities. So I think for France, I think that'll be something that they need, somebody who at least matches that, because Deschamps, while he was imperfect, he won a World Cup with them as a player, and he won the World Cup with them as their manager. And Zizou is coming in with essentially the same pedigree.
I mean, honestly, yeah, they were in the same team. Deschamps was the captain of that team. It wasn't Zidane. Yeah. And as much as he may be like the, I don't know, his career is sterling, is incredible.
Yes.
Like,
he's a winner everywhere.
Absolute winner, man. And of course Zidane's going to come in and maybe he's got a little bit more aura, as I said, than Deschamps, but you got to give it to Deschamps, man. He's just been the guy for a long time. Those
2 stars France have over their badge, he's part of both of them.
Both of them. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. I'd rather not, talk about it, to be honest with you.
I'll talk about it. I think it's important to understand that guys, the way they play for their club and the way they play for their country are very different. Again, I use my Ted Lasso example, even though I'm sad Ted Lasso's doing a 4th season. It's definitely not about it being about women. I'm gonna still watch it, but it's about it feels like they're doing a retread of what they did with the men, and the way they ended that show was absolutely golden. So to bring it back because we're money chasing defeats the purpose of why they even made the show, right? I mean, the commercial, yes, they made that for money, but the show was a passion project. Nobody wanted it. So this was like, hey, we're just spitballing, and they went from there. But it was Danny. It was literally Danny, to use Danny from Ted Lasso, to be in the Mexico team where you turn on a different version of you. I mean, Pedro Porro's not awful. It's just I think players become a little petulant, a little unlikable when they play for their clubs because they're playing for money. And so, it's a very different thing that's there. In the national team, they're playing for pride.
Well, Spurs are awful. Spurs are awful. Porro may not be awful. Spurs are.
No, I'm not talking. I'm not talking about, but I'm just talking about like behavior, right? Because
I know what you're saying. Like it, for the Tottenham environment is so wholly different than the Spain environment, and that's going to have an effect.
Yeah, but the thing is that you look at it and say, well, I mean, clearly he has quality. City was going to be in form again because obviously he came and then so clearly if top clubs see him having value on the pitch, then clearly he's a quality player. And to your point, we know he can play. It's just who you play for and how you play there, I think, is what makes it very interesting. That's why I love it. Yes. And well, I wouldn't say there's no effort in the Premier League. I would say if you're challenging for something, you see effort. And if you're not challenging for something, you see something different. If you're mid-table, you see lesser effort. If you're solidly mid-table, you see lesser effort, as opposed to when you're at the top and you're fighting for a place in Europe, and when you're in the relegation zone. Those are your sweet spots for effort, and so it just depends.
Yeah, I mean the situation at Tottenham has been toxic for 2 seasons running, and honestly, objectively speaking, if I take my Arsenal hat off here, I think De Zerbi is going to be very good for them.
Yes, I think so.
He's saved them from relegation. They're spending all kinds of money right now in the transfer window. They're doing all kinds of stuff. Exactly. See, I wouldn't say I'm scared. I wouldn't.
So, where would Tonali play? I thought Tonali was a fullback. Is he not a fullback?
No, he's a center midfielder. The guy from Newcastle, Sandro Tonali, the gambling guy from Newcastle. Nah, man, he's a 6. He's a.
Who's
8.
their right back at Newcastle?
At Newcastle, Lewis Hall and Kieran Trippier. But Trippier is probably.
Well, Trippier didn't play.
Retired.
Oh, did Tonali play? Who's their left back?
Tonali's never played at the back, man. He's never played defense. Yeah, he's always been a midfielder. Even at AC Milan, he's a midfielder.
He's the gambling guy.
The gambling guy. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I was thinking about something else. All right, I got you.
It's the guy that AC Milan 100% knew that gambling ban was coming down, and then sold him to Newcastle, and then boom, hit with the ban. That's who it is.
I'm thinking of Livramento. That's what I'm thinking.
Livramento. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say I'm scared of Spurs coming, because they've done this before. Go back to when they sold Bale and bought like 10 players, and Arsenal still beat them after having a poor transfer window. That I love pointing that out. It's one of my favorites moments because everyone was, oh my God, Spurs are gonna do it, and then hey, I mean,
the funny thing about Spurs is, while I feel like Arsenal should continue to do what they're doing to them, and City catch nightmares when they go there. Like, we can beat them, but it's when we go there we're like, But I think De Zerbi will have them challenging. De Zerbi has shown when he has a team that he gets to pick and it's quality. Maybe they do. Hey man, all Americans look the same. All Colombians look the same. So yeah, man, it was a thing in my head. So before that, you look at that and you say Spurs will probably be good this year. Like we all know, and
they'll be better.
Honesty, that was an anomaly what happened this year. Like while we might do whatever, but that was an anomaly. It's unlike if they're down there again, they deserve what they get. But it's unlikely with De Zerbi that you're going to run into that again. I
think they'll be way better. I'll be shocked actually if they finish 17th again.
Yeah, I think just the quality of the manager itself, they'll be challenging for a place in Europe. Which European thing, I don't know.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but
I think that, I mean, it's like 8 places, man. You think they can't make 8?
Perhaps.
What happened? Whoa, wait.
He's talking about West Ham and how bad they were, and then Moyes in the game right before the end of the season.
Hey man, I'm tinfoiling for a second from last year. I don't have the same tinfoil. I said it early days that they were never getting relegated because it's too much money in that stadium for them to get relegated.
That you did. Well, segues are just so weird. The three Lions. Can they defeat the referees? I mean, Argentina today. Really? This would be hilarious. Okay, are you predicting the future here? I was wondering what you. Yeah, this would be hilarious.
Ali's an Arsenal supporter, right? Is that right or not?
Ali is an Arsenal supporter.
Okay, well then I understand where it comes from. Hey,
yeah,
man,
for sure.
As long as City beat them in London, I don't care. I really don't care, man, because they give us all kinds of problems, man. Yeah, well, what's interesting? This game is in Atlanta, and the head official is an America. So are we gonna Are we? And it's Messi's best friend. So we'll see how that works. Long as England knows they're sitting on a yellow card already. I don't know who, but somebody's sitting on a yellow card. If the game yesterday you had a yellow card to start, just go ahead. Hey man, if there's a bet on that, go ahead and book that. England for a yellow card within the first 15 minutes.
There has to be. I mean, I'm sure Kalshi or Polymarket support the. Go ahead and sponsor the channel, guys. Kalshi, Polymarket, we welcome sponsors.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a bet there. I'm sure there's a futures market for. Excuse me, it's not a bet. Excuse me, it's a prediction market. Excuse me, it's a prediction market.
Oh my bad, I said bet.
Because that's not the same thing at all.
Do some fantasy sports on your fantasy sports pick 'em. That's what you do.
There it is. Yeah. But yeah, there's gonna be some weirdness.
Well,
there's gonna be
VAR, going back real quick. Was it this game where the VAR went back for something? That
I forgot about that.
Thank you.
The Dembélé one. It was the Dembélé one where and they just skated right past it. There wasn't a reversal of a yellow card. It was a reversal of just
a foul. The rule literally said the only reason they interject is for like a card. There was no card, so why would what?
That one was phantom. That was an absolute phantom call from that, and that was crazy.
Garbage.
And we can expect something like that today, of course. Yeah, I ruined it, Ollie. I ruined it immediately, didn't I? But yeah, this referee has given red cards to Messi's opponents, I think it's 3 times in his career. And I don't think Messi's ever lost a game when this guy's been the referee.
Nope.
So expect when Messi,
because Messi's only won one MLS and he won one MLS Cup, like the tournament and the Cup. And he was a referee for both of them games.
There you go. So Jude Bellingham, Kane,
yellow from
England, you guys are already on yellow cards, so be careful.
Speaking of Declan, does he play?
So, from what I read right before we came on, it wasn't the injury, it wasn't the back thing that he's been, or the leg, whatever he's been carrying. That's not why he came off at halftime versus Norway. He was sick, is what they said. And according to one thing, because I read like 6 of them, and who knows which one's right. According to one of them, he's going to start, and he's fine. He hasn't, he's kind of recovered from the illness, and he's definitely going to start. I think he was probably going to start regardless, but Tuchel has said in the press conference that he's good to go. And so,
all right,
whether that's posturing, whether that's, be afraid kind of, or whether that's actual legit, I think he's going to go anyway, but it's going to be interesting to see how they line up, especially with the absolute merry-go-round of randomness that Tuchel did with the substitutions in the Norway game, because it was so crazy. Because he went from, okay, we see what you're doing, you have kind of a natural starting lineup, and then his first subs were like, What are you doing? What's going on here?
Isn't somebody suspended for England for this game?
Yes. So Gerald
Quansah's out, right? Yeah.
Who got the extended 2-match ban after getting a red because
for nothing.
I don't know, man.
For nothing.
that was ridiculous. And so he won't be playing. And of course, Jordan Henderson, the MVP, the star of the tournament, the man who's just carried England all the way. No, I'm just kidding, man. He's definitely not playing with that broke arm.
Well, hold on a second, because I want to cover this one. And the only reason I want to cover the Jordan Henderson thing is because I mean he was under the radar that he was even included in the team. And, people was like, why is he in the team? He clearly is not going to play. He didn't play any. He was playing. I think he plays in Saudi or something like that, but he doesn't play like in the top tier league.
No, he played for Brentford this
year. Yeah, he was back in the Prem. That's right. But but my issue is this, and in his inclusion, I don't know Jordan Henderson from anybody, but I have a small issue with the narrative, because connected back to the Jude Bellingham thing with the interview stuff, the fact that reports came out from someone that the journals in England have essentially like breadcrumbed or peppered this, that Henderson was included in the team to help control Jude Bellingham, right, is absolute garbage. Because if that's true, that's garbage. Yeah. Because what are we doing? You're acting like Jude Bellingham is some rebel kid who's out here.
He's 23. He's 23. He's not kicking. Yeah.
He's kicking walls and he's never played in the national team and he destroys locker rooms. What are we talking about? Like what are we saying? And so if the reports are, well, we have Jordan Henderson in so he can control Jude because him and Tuchel. Okay, number two, Mr. Manager, if that is why you did that, hey man, I'm really looking down my nose at you, and I understand why Jude Bellingham, if they say anything to him about you, he comes back with fire. I understand that, because if the audaciousness of saying I need a babysitter while I'm at the World Cup with the national team with guys that I've played multiple games with, you and everybody you like and love and believe in can F off. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm an established world-class player who's never caused problems or disrupted a team. And now all of a sudden you got to have a Bellingham whisperer on the team. Instead of having somebody who probably can play the same position as me so we can have depth, you wasted a spot.
Yeah, it's absolutely ludicrous. That's absolutely that might be the craziest thing that's come out from the British media as far as, and there's been some crazy things. Big up JT in the building, the champ himself. What do you mean? It's like why? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm here to make sure Nez doesn't freak out.
Well, I think Asif is the person we're talking about, not me. it's Asif, not me.
So, JT, there was an article that said Jordan Henderson was only there in the team to make sure Bellingham doesn't destroy the locker room, which is the dumbest shit.
While Henderson is the one who gets a yellow from the sideline for yelling at people and then breaks his arm for falling. Whisper that, man. Whisper that.
Oh, my God. People were laughing at Henderson because he, in the game versus Norway, he had the kit on, he had his boots on, and his arm was wrapped up like a gordita. So it's like, dude, you're not playing. You're not coming on with your arm wrapped up like that. But he's still dressed. People were coming at him for that. But yeah, man, this one's gonna be very, very interesting to see how they start, because obviously Reece James is healthy. He came in to play center mid and then got pushed back to right back. I see Tuchel's substitutions were just doing my head in the last game. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Of course, Jed Spence, once again, has come in, and as much as I don't like him, he's had a nice little cameo.
Put in the shift, yeah.
Yeah, he had a nice little cameo. It's hard for people to assess manager's job in every market. That's fair. And so maybe Jed Spence gets the start. I actually read something that said Nico O'Reilly was dealing with a little hamstring thing. And so there might be a doubt that he starts. And again, you never know what to and then that one was on the BBC. So you have to take everything the BBC says with a grain of salt. And then, of course, Gabby Aboglahor on Talk Sport was talking all kinds of you-know-what about it. And I just can't stand Aboglahor anymore. I can't stand him, man. Some of the stuff he's been saying is out of
Occasionally control. He'll be right, but, broken clock or whatever, even though that analogy doesn't work anymore for the following reason. I said this to somebody who said, when people say a broken clock is maybe right at least once a day or twice a day or something like that. I'm like, well, those are wall clocks. We don't even know. People can't even read those. The flashing ones, they can never be correct. Because once they start flashing, and they stay flashing. You never fix it. They're wrong all the time. So that analogy is dead. But looking
Fair
at
enough.
the Foot Mob, looking at the lineup Foot Mob put out there. Hey, Foot Mob, you know what it is. They have O'Reilly, Gahey, Stones, and Konsa in the back with Anderson and Rice. Then they have Gordon, Bellingham, Saka. Saka absolutely should start this game, and then you have Kane up top. So yeah, TalkSport's something else. I listen to them. I'm on the TalkSport app, but it's actually because since I live outside of England, and I listened to it when I was over there for a little while. It's the way to connect, right? And so there's that. But Tuchel should get praises. I think he should absolutely get praises because even though we don't know what the hell he's doing, he's had success.
He's succeeding. My thing with TalkSport is for a while that I like Simon Jordan.
Yeah.
Objectively because he's articulate and he's very precise with his arguments, even though I really disagree with him like 80 to 95% of the time. But he's very precise in the way he speaks. And so you always know what he's saying, even though I think he's kind of pompous. He's kind of a pompous know-it-all.
Yes, he is.
to be honest.
What's the guy, the United guy who always talks and has hissy fits?
Which one?
The one that's like has
Roy
his own
Keane?
channel. Huh?
Roy Keane? Rio Ferdinand?
No, not the player. He's like a reporter dude that has like a.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's how important he is. I can't remember his name. Well, and that not respectfully in humanity. Not saying he's not important in humanity, like in the space, right? He obviously doesn't stick out in the space like that.
We'll just let that goldfish.
Yeah,
is that what you're talking about? Goldfish.
Yes.
Goldfish. Yeah.
He has moments. He's had moments where he sounds sane, but most of the time he's very pompous about it. But this is where the History FC things come in because he's super History FC. That's all he cares about. History FC, which is disgusting to me. But that's all he cares about. But
I'd be shocked if that Foot Mob lineup is right though. I'd be very shocked if because I think James will start at right back. Especially, I think he should too if he's able to go. But I think
I'll say this, and this has been something I've been on top of, and statistically, it's been correct for all the teams who've done this. If you got guys who are injury prone, but you need them on the field, do you start them or do you bring them on later? In games that you're going to probably go to penalties, or it's possible you go with penalties, you bring them on late. That's my opinion. You bring him on late, which is why even though I said Saka should start, and that's only because Madueke shouldn't start. I understand. I would understand if Madueke starts this game and Saka comes on late. Like if the subs are Reece and Saka and Eze, like I'm fine with that because if you're going to penalties, outside of Eze taking the penalty, he don't need to take penalty at all. I'm good with people. I'm good with people. I'm good with your performance closing. What's that?
Shots fired, man. What's wrong with Eze taking a penalty?
You know why? What's wrong with Eze taking a penalty?
Oh, come on. He misses one penalty.
You fired the shot.
He misses one penalty.
What did that one penalty cost him?
Okay, all right, I hear you.
And this one is even bigger than the one he missed for.
Is it? Is it?
Sir.
Is
you
it?
know better than that. You know better.
Is a Champions League final not bigger than a World Cup semifinal?
Yeah, for those players. Because he had won a trophy already. You think you'll get back there again. Like you get an every year chance, right? You don't get this again.
Fair enough.
Who says he's in the team next time, right? Because Cole Palmer and Phil Foden were lock-ins for the team. And Phil Foden and Cole Palmer in the prime of their career are not in the team. Who says he's there next time?
Fair enough. Yeah, I hear it. I absolutely hear it, man.
But a quick thing. I know we were talking about the history a little bit, History FC, but this is the first time England has played Argentina since 2002, and their only games against each other have been in the World Cup. And the last results are 2002, England won 1-0. And in 1998, they played, and it was 2-2 and went to pens. And in 1986, famously, Argentina won 2-1, and it was only by a hair, that they won that game. So England has a decent record against them.
Yeah, and Argentina trying to aura farm with their jersey, trying to play that in that same jersey.
But the funny thing is that England is already dealing with adversity. So it's funny because England's adversity has been out of the pitch, on the outside. Yeah. Right. And all of Argentina's controversy and issues have been on the pitch. So you're beating two teams dealing with a bunch of controversy on there. So they're all battle tested with controversy. So they have their PTSD ticks going on. Respect to people with PTSD, but they got the ticks, right? And so now you're saying, hey, we're going to wear the thing where we cheated you. Oh, okay. So we already know it's 15 against 11.
Yeah.
We got
already.
You. Because I'm going to just raise my hand to say I don't know if that's the correct thing to do.
Yes. Yeah. I wouldn't be doing that either. But of course, as we know, Leo hasn't really, they've steered into it. They haven't really come out and said, oh no, we're not, it's not our fault. We're not trying to do this. It's FIFA.
They requested the jersey. Imagine thinking something happens with Argentina, he don't know about it. It's the equivalent of, real quick, to go back to the Spain thing real quick. The thing about Spain, that the way the pundits are forming and shaping Spain about like what's led them. Well, Yamal, their star, their best player. Stop it. Rodri is their best player. Take that man out the team, they lose all of them games. Stop it. Rodri is a Ballon d'Or winner, a Champions League winner. He won best player in the tournament in every tournament he's been in that they've won. Stop it. In addition to that, if this man does happen to win the World Cup, he will have won the Ballon d'Or. He have won the Champions League, the World Cup, and he will have won everything in England. You stop it. I don't want to hear none of that. Rodri is their best player, and anyone who says any different doesn't know football.
Ain't watching. You just
doesn't
know
football. Yeah. So back to England, Argentina. I think this is an interesting one for sure because I mean the consensus is Messi is their best player, and on the field I would say he delivers, but he walks around and it's not really anything. And they give when he succeeds, when he gets chances, he succeeds. And I look at that and I say, well, if the only time you're going to give me chances and they're clear chances, I can succeed because I've saved all my energy, then yeah, he should do that. And I give Messi all the credit in the world for that. But the biggest question that's there is the issue connected to what is the rest of the team going to do? Because, okay, Julian Alvarez scored a banger, and you've had Martinez help with stuff, and your center half help with stuff, but they're not. I've yet to see Argentina like be that team without help. They play dirty, and I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't have a problem with that. But if you're going to let them play dirty, you need the other team to let them play dirty. We already know England is walking on a yellow card in the first 15 minutes. If you don't let me know that that there's nothing that we're gonna get through this time and there's gonna be no yellows, in my opinion, England should easily win this game.
Oh yeah.
Now, I'm not saying crushing them like 4-5-0, but Argentina has literally shown first thing. If I'm Harry Kane, if I'm Jude Bellingham, if I'm Gordon, if I'm Saka, they give goals. Rashford. They give goals. Go get them. They give goals. So the only thing you got to do is when they give you a goal, go get it. Go get them goals. Get as many as you can. And then, hey, I hope John Stones is starting. I've been advocating for him. John Stones has literally shown why he belongs on the field because John Stones in an England shirt is the man. And the fact that think about the pass where Sorloth didn't play Haaland. John Stones is the reason that doesn't happen.
Yep.
John Stones is one of the smartest defenders ever. If John Stones didn't have injury problems, we would be talking about him as one of England's greatest center halves to ever play the game. And the most complete, maybe the most complete footballer to play on that side of the ball. He can pass, he can score, and he can defend. Everything. And so, in my opinion, Declan Rice is also in a place, and I'm going to give him a purple patch because Declan knows, yes, you have another game, but hey, man, you got to put in a shift today.
For sure.
If he starts, you got to put in a shift today. Because my answer to Lionel Messi floating around the field is one of these guys got to mark him out the game. I would choose Anderson just because he has legs compared to Rice and let Rice do what he does to control the pitch. But you got to mark him out the game.
But that's not what Tuchel has shown. Tuchel has shown that he would prefer Anderson to be, the main guy, the main progressor, the main ball carrier.
Rice.
Well, that's just what Tuchel has shown.
So Rice would mark.
So Rice should mark, and I kind of agree.
I'm fine with that. No, I'm fine with that too. But it got to be one of those. It got to be one of those two.
Rice can pocket Messi, no problem. No problem.
Well, he has to, and he has to. And the thing, if he does that, Argentina can't hold Jude Bellingham, and realistically, even though Harry Kane has, I think they have the same number of goals or whatever.
Same amount of goals. Yep.
Jude Bellingham has literally been the talisman for England.
Oh yeah.
And he's doing it in the midst of them not wanting him, the public and the media not wanting him in the team. But the fans and Jude knowing he has the fans, and that's why he's emotional when they do hate Jude, because the fans want him there. And so what Jude does is he leaves it all on the field because the fans want him there. And that's who you're playing for. You're not playing for the journals. You know what I mean? And so I think this game is still close because the referee will make it close. And I hope I'm wrong about that, but I think this game is still close. And I know Asif alluded to this some in the last one, so it's good he kind of got that in. But yeah, in the crowds, while I don't think there will be any fighting, there's animosity there because you have like real life political stuff.
Here it is, right here.
About that, and I mean, interestingly enough, I was a social studies teacher. I still teach history. One of my favorite classes, I took 3 classes on it, was Argentina and the Dirty War and the Falkland Islands stuff. So I'm and the racism that they do there, but that's not racism or whatever. But Argentina has a sketchy history, specifically with England, where they can't stand each other, and rightfully so. If back in the time you didn't know all the stuff about Argentina, you would actually say, hey, man, I understand why Argentina has beef with them. But knowing as Argentina continues to have their skirt lifted and their stuff exposed, you're like, I guess England was all right with that. Right? So I'm looking at the English fans, and I feel blessed and fortunate to have a chance, to go hang out with my man Don C to go watch the England game. We watched the Club World Cup together. I guess this is a summer thing. So Jake, whatever competition is going on next year, we got to find it.
We got to do it. Yeah.
And the English fans I've met and the England people I know have absolutely. First of all, they're like kind of like you. They're pessimistic optimists. They want to win, but they're like but we're shite, right? So is. But I think they have a good chance. I think Harry will show up. But I think this game can be won on the wings. The way Gordon has been playing, if Gordon plays the way he's been playing and say, I'm about you up, this is what you're going to get from me in Barcelona for the rest. Do your thing, man. This is also a great chance, if Saka starts, for Saka to be like, let me get back to my form. Because we know Saka has it in him. And I mean, and the thing is, we're rivals, right? City and Arsenal are rivals. It's like a modern day rivalry. Hey, man, I'm rooting for him today. And even though recently, like the teams are rooting for, they have whatever. I'm not the I show speed, bad luck guy. But because I give Argentina a chance. I mean, Argentina they're the holders. I have no reason to not think they can't win this game. But I think if England plays the way they can, based on what they've seen from Argentina, if Argentina gives England what they gave the previous 3 teams, England should punch them in the face.
If it was a fair game, like if it was, Gordon has he's been better than I expected. He's been better than than I thought he would be in this tournament. But if this was a fair game, if we knew going into it that the refs were going to be impartial, FIFA was going to be impartial, there was no tinfoil, there was none of that. If we knew all that going into this game, England should 3-0 them. England should absolutely decimate them. But
if you go back to where's the cup? Somebody who said it. I think JT said it. Like if you pocket Messi, like he's only scored when people lost track of him. Hey man, you got to stay with him. That's the only time he scored. He's either scored from a penalty or somebody lost track of him. Because like on the field, he's not faster than anyone. Just mark him out.
Yeah.
And then make Alvarez, who can be an X factor, make Alvarez or Martinez or one of those other guys beat you, because they've shown they're not going to do that.
Right.
They have to get 1,000 chances to do that. And England have guys that are of superior quality to them, where I think they should be fine on the field, just like 1-to-1 form, shape. And Tuchel wins tournaments. They win tournaments. Tuchel wins tournaments. So just do what you need to do. So while we don't understand what he's doing, it is what it is. But to give the Argentine manager credit, Scaloni, first of all, him leaving the field and he hasn't looked like he's enjoyed this. No, he's not fast. He's quick. There's a difference between fast and quick.
Yeah.
He's good in short spaces.
Right.
Short spaces. I agree. Like if you give Messi 5 yards and he has a chance to read you and run, he'll beat you every time.
Yeah.
Every time
you can't give him any space near
That's
the top
what
of the
he'll
box.
beat you there. But if it's a counter and you're racing him, he's not going to beat you in a race.
There's not going to be a Maradona half field,
there's none of that.
Those days for Messi are long gone, where he's going to dribble the entire team and run from one side to the other with the ball.
Happening.
That's not happening.
Everybody in the back and the predicted back line for England can stay with him. There's no.
No, she's saying he's got a low center of gravity. He's quick. He's fast, just like alligators.
His quickness. He is. That you give him a chance in the box or near the box, he'll cut you up, and he knows how to finish too. Unless you put him on his right foot.
She's been living in South Florida for 10 plus years now, so she very familiar with the alligators down there, of course. But yeah, I think if Declan Rice can do what he is done for Arsenal so many times over the past few seasons, what he's done for England, I think Messi could be completely marked out of the game. And let's just be real. If Granit Xhaka can mark him out of the game for most of the game, I think Declan's gonna have
even
have a good game today.
Even switch, like have Declan do a 4 period and then have Anderson switch it up, move the tactics, and go from there. I don't know about this 3-1, man. I don't know about that. If I'm England, I'm good with a 1-0. Carry on. Let's go. Bring it home.
However you get it done,
just bring it home. But Scaloni is the Argentine manager is unbeaten in 10 matches against all UEFA competition. So clearly he wins, but he looks like I'm being honest. He doesn't look like he's enjoying his time. I don't think he doesn't look like it.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good bet. 420 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think if England have their scoring boots, I don't think Argentina have a chance. If England put 3 or 4 goals, because they might take one of the, so if England score 4-0, Kane to score 2 is 100-1. I don't know if I'd go that far. They might have a plan for Kane. I think Bellingham to score or assist might be where my money would be.
Yeah.
But I think that if England score 4 or 5 goals and have 2 or even 3 of them chalked off for some bogus reasons, I think they'll still win. So you might have to score a couple extra and have the referees pull them back, but.
Another quick thing.
My head is still in this space where it's like what I'm watching, despite the refereeing BS and the FIFA BS, England are just superior. They're just a better team.
Well, the other thing England does is they're a second half team. Every game I've watched, even though you have the water breaks and there's a timeout, and I know Asif can't stand them, and I agree because they're literally timeouts. You turn the game into quarters, which I hope we never see again. But those hydration breaks do something, but that halftime talk I think will matter a whole lot. And he makes, while his adjustments are confusing, he makes really good adjustments in the second half. I'm also going to give Scaloni credit for that too, because Scaloni has made good adjustments while they've been struggling. Yeah, man, what are we talking about?
Of course they have a chance.
They're the holders. Have we watched the last games where we're like, hey, Egypt was whooping them? They won the game. Cape Verde absolutely could have won that game. And what was the other team? Who they play?
Switzerland.
And Switzerland absolutely was on the path to win the game. So this is where that yellow matters in the first 15 minutes, because it's going to be somebody who they'll need later.
It'll be Declan Rice. It'll be whoever's marking Messi is going to get the yellow.
Which I guess goes to my strategy of switching the guy.
Makes sense.
I think as much as I'm firmly standing on the holders. You have to give them realistic odds to win the game. And I mean, Can Argentina win? Absolutely, they can win. Will they win? I mean, I don't know. I can be honest about my preferences. I actually would prefer to see an England versus Spain final just to get my two rematches of the other finals. But I can see Argentina win.
I 100% want England to win. Of course, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying right here, right here. But
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
but the thing about it is what we said about France. We also didn't realize that Yamal was going to be like, well, let me just go ahead and dive in there and get myself a penalty, and let me do a VAR review on a non-yellow card. So I mean, that these are things
that's
literally
gonna be-
Argentina get.
expect that from the referees.
They showed us, and this is Messi's homeboy refereeing the game.
Yeah, so definitely,
I don't know.
definitely expect some.
I'm tinfoiling on the Argentina until they show me different. Once Argentina loses the game, when the clock has expired and I hear my three whistles, is when I will believe it.
Yeah, I agree, but I think England should win this game.
You shouldn't be nervous. I think they're better than them, but I thought France was better than Spain too, and I was absolutely wrong.
Yeah, fair enough. It's definitely going to be a tough one for England, and I'm very interested to see. We did 420. I definitely expect England to win. I hope England are going to win, but of course, you just never know what is going to transpire. But England should win. Much the better team in this tournament, and I'm hoping that they can get it over the line. The only other thing that I would mention is I do expect Madueke to start.
Yes,
and Saka to finish.
But I'm fine with that because it's your as a Yankees fan, it's your Mariano Rivera's. I need all my Marianos at the end because Argentina games have literally gone to like the full times.
Yeah.
So again, do I want my best guys to start? If they start, we got to smack them. We have to smack them.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I agree with that. If you do start with the likes of Saka, then yeah, you have to
score,
get up early. And then hold it out. I agree. And then bring on Dan Burn for the 5 at the back at the end of the game. Big Dan Burn. Oh, man. Some of the memes have been legendary. The internet is absolutely undefeated.
For England fans, they can hold this as another thing to support them. They stopped the Mr. Inevitable from scoring.
Yeah.
No goals from Mr. Inevitable. He scored in every game in the World Cup, and they had an international streak and nothing. Not a sniff.
Yep. So, not for nothing. If Kane or Bellingham get a brace, they might overlap Messi as long as they keep him off the score sheet for that golden boot. But I think as it sits, Mbappe is still on top of it because of the assists.
Yes.
Tiebreaker. So we'll see if either can get ahead in the golden boot race, of course.
I think Messi will score is a good bet, too.
Yeah.
A penalty or something, but he's going to score.
Yeah, Argentina to be awarded a penalty is probably a safe bet.
And Messi scoring it would be another one because he's not been good at pens. He's not. Now I was ready to couch that. He's not been good at pens, but this one he'll get one. He'll score his pen this time.
Fair enough. Well, we're certainly hoping the Three Lions can get it over the line. And we're hoping for a far better performance than that France display. And it's going to be a good one either way, and then we will know what the final is going into the weekend. But it's certainly been a good show this morning. We're going to wrap it up right there. Yes, the ref will indeed make sure that Messi scores. Make sure you are smashing up the likes for the Messi penalty. Even if you don't want him to score a penalty, make sure you're smashing up the likes. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Big up the chat every single time. We thank everyone that has been here. It's been a good show, and we'll see us next time.